Johnny Depp has always had an extraordinary charisma and loved women. I bet you didn't even know about some of them. Hello everyone, you are back on the Johnny Depp Files channel. Click subscribe if you forgot to subscribe earlier, and also like it, because you will like this video, and will definitely surprise you. Have you completed it? Then go ahead. Laurie and Allison. It's hard to imagine, but once no one knew about John, and instead of numerous fans, he had a single and very devoted Laurie Ann. Johnny Depp officially married makeup artist Laurie Ann Allison in 1983. They met in the early 80s. Then Depp did not even think about a film career, but dreamed of becoming a rock star. Laurie Ann had an indirect relationship to the art world. The girl worked as a makeup artist at one of the tiny film studios, and often spent time in the company of musicians from the band The Kids, which included her brother Johnny Depp, and a couple of other guys. Johnny was only 20 years old, Laurie Ann Allison was 5 years older than the future Hollywood star. Laurie and Johnny divorced in 1985, having lived together for only 2 years. The separation did not become a tragedy for the couple. "We tried, but it didn't work out," the actor will say later. It was Laurie who introduced Johnny to Nicolas Cage, an aspiring actor who already had several movie roles behind him. He gave Johnny his agent for a while. Johnny went to audition for the movie A Nightmare on Elm Street, and Johnny Depp's acting career went uphill. Sherilyn Feng, 21-year-old beauty, Depp met on the set of the short film Kettles in 1985. The relationship between them began immediately and lasted for 3 years. Feng came from a distinguished musical family. Mother is a famous pianist. Aunt Susie Quatro is a legendary rocker. It is not known whether Johnny, who still dreamed of breaking into a rock star, used his girlfriend's family ties. But they made a career in movies together. In 1987, they both got into Jump Street 21, a series that made Deppa and Dal teenage girls. Sherilyn got incomparably less fame, however, she took her own, a couple of years later, playing in the merger of Two Moons' Twin Peaks and The Story of Elizabeth Taylor. The success of Jump Street did not make Johnny windy. He planned to marry Feng. It came to an engagement, but then for some reason, the future wedding was upset. Their romance literally went down in the history of cinema. Sherilyn is scratched on the helmet in which Depp starred in Oliver Stone's Platoon. But romantic gestures and an engagement ring were not enough, and they broke up after 3.5 years. Holly Robinson. Another woman in Johnny's life was his partner in the series Jam Street 21, Holly Robinson, now Holly Robinson Peete. The couple was tied up in 1987, but although Holly admitted to some flirting, she said that things did not go further. Jennifer Grey. The novel turned out to be fast. It began in 1989 and ended at the same time. By the beginning of their relationship, Grey was in the status of a hot celebrity, a Dirty Dancing star. The actors met very briefly, but vividly. During this time, Depp managed to propose to her. Jennifer's next film, Bloodhounds from Broadway with Madonna and Matt Dillon, failed miserably. Her engagement to Johnny Depp was cancelled, and a couple of years later, the failed Mrs. Depp made another unfortunate mistake. She had plastic surgery to change the shape of her nose, after which she became completely unrecognizable, and her film career came to naught. Tali Chanel, the actress of the film in category B, Tali Chanel, said that she also briefly dated the actor. After they met at the premiere of the film Die Hard 2. "I helped him out of the limo," she said. "Our eyes met, and he asked me to marry him." Unsurprisingly, they didn't go down the aisle, but their relationship consisted of many nights at his house in the Hollywood Hills, where they ate Chinese food. Tatiana Patet's next was the German model Tatiana Pattis, who briefly dated Johnny in 1990. Winona Ryder. They met in New York at the premiere of the movie Big Fireballs, where Ryder played the bride of rock and roll star Jerry Lewis. "It was love at first sight," he will say yes later, and add "my first serious novel." Out of habit, Johnny did not delay with a marriage proposal, having done it 3 months after meeting. During the war, she, just like Laurie Ann, contributed to the career of an actor. It was she who introduced Johnny to Tim Burton, later the main director of Depp and his great friend. Johnny became the godfather of Tim and Helena's children. Johnny and Winona starred with Burton in the film Edward Scissorhands, which later became a real hit, after which they were showered with proposals for joint projects. But it seems that a successful career had an extremely negative impact on Johnny's relationship with Winona. Few people were willing to endure the pressure of the press, and most importantly, the eternal absence of a beloved home. Johnny promised to get married, Winona waited faithfully, and then stopped. But what a beautiful family could have turned out. He was 26, she was 17. The romance of two bright youth stars instantly became a tasty morsel for the media. We agreed that we would try to be open to the press, Johnny recalled later. It was a mistake. The tension grew, the rumors spread by the tabloids grew like a snowball. The lovers worked a lot apart and hardly saw each other. We'll get married when we have time to escape, Johnny said. There was no time. From his love for Ryder, he had a tattoo of Winona forever, which he eventually changed, turning wine forever. The most beautiful couple in Hollywood broke up in 1993. Juliette Lewis, not content with dating one Hollywood heartthrob in the person of Brad Pitt. Juliette Lewis met Johnny Depp in 1993 after they met on the set of the movie What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Helen Barkin. Also on Johnny's dating list was actress Helen Barkin. The couple had a 9-year age difference, which may or may not have explained why things came to naught so quickly. Kate Moss. The British model helped Johnny realize his long-held dream of becoming a rock star. With fights, drunkenness, hotel rooms smashed in passion. Their love was dubbed a cocaine romance, and the heroes of these relationships themselves were considered madcaps and rebels. Kate and Johnny met in 1994, and a whirlwind romance immediately began, which was soon talked about by the whole press. But not at all in the context of love. A couple of rowdy as the last time, several times found themselves in a police station. In short, Johnny remembered his youth. I couldn't believe what was happening, this had never happened to me before. I immediately realized that this was something special. I have never experienced such feelings. Emotions completely overwhelmed me. The emptiness that tormented me for many years has disappeared from my soul, Kate Moss said about this relationship. Unfortunately, the romance of a Hollywood star and one of the most influential British models did not last long. Part of Kate is with me forever, most of me misses her, and I still don't understand why we're not together. Why the idea of starting a family didn't come to our heads, Johnny Depp said in an interview many years later. Kate also said that her ex-boyfriend was the wildest one she had ever known, that he was the only one who cared about her. And his every word was the law, and any advice was the truest truth. When they broke up, Vanity Fair called them the best couple of the 90s, and Kate, as she admitted recently, cried for several years. 16 years later, Johnny and Kate met again in Paul McCartney's video for the song Queenie. It was a very beautiful and touching gesture. Naomi Campbell. After breaking up with Kate, Johnny moved on to another model. Naomi Campbell and Johnny Depp were together for a short time, having met in 1998. Vanessa Paradis. The French actress and singer gave Depp what he had never had in all 36 years, peace, home, care. It was like being pulled out of a fog, he recalls, calling his love for Paradis an epiphany. Obviously, at the time of meeting with Paradis, John did not need exactly peace, home and care. Otherwise their relationship would not have turned into a family one. The paradox is almost 15 years of living together, 2 children, and the status of just a civil unofficial marriage. And this is with a tendency to invite to get married almost a few days after meeting. The last couple of years have been a bit bumpy. Sometimes, of course, it's unpleasant, but that's the nature of the gap, I think, especially when it comes to children. The actor said in an interview. In the mid-noughties, Johnny and Vanessa were all associated with a rare bird called a strong star marriage, and nothing foreshadowed thunderclouds. Amber Heard. They were brought together by working together in the film Rum Diary. The picture turned out to be so-so, which is not to say about the result of acquaintance. It's a rare case when the tabloids don't lie. The novel, which at first existed at the level of rumors, murky photos in all respects and habitual denials, gradually turned into official releases and a wedding in the Bahamas. In the year 2014, he confessed, "I wanted to marry her 2 months after I met her." Johnny, who always loved romantic gestures, named a beach in her honor on his island in the Bahamas. And in February 2015, they tied the knot on Johnny's personal island in front of 24 people. But first they were officially married in Los Angeles so that his mother could attend. The relationship with Heard is Depp's return to dangerous connections. Heard is the opposite of Paratus. She is bright, bold, searching. Yes, Johnny, she dated a girl for a few years. The connection turned out to be really dangerous. On the 23rd of May, after 15 months of marriage, Amber Heard filed for divorce, and a few days later, she turned to the police with statements about beatings inflicted on her by Depp. Vanessa Paratus, which does her honor, and Lily Rose's daughter, spoke in defense of the actor, who wisely kept silent. Friends did not stand aside either. Polina Glenn, Johnny Depp's new lover, was a 20-year-old Russian go-go dancer and choreographer. Polina Glenn. Insiders said that everything was serious with them. The couple lived together, and even planned to go to Russia to visit Polina's parents. Johnny and Polina visited Russia after all. Johnny toured with the Hollywood Vampires group in Moscow and St. Petersburg. But nothing is known about meeting the parents of the beloved. The couple broke up very soon, allegedly because of the close attention of the press. Glenn left Johnny and returned to her parents. From time to time, Johnny is credited with having affairs with beautiful women. In 2017, during the filming of The Murder on the Orient Express, it was rumored that Johnny and at that time a 23-year-old actress from England, Lucy Boyton, were secretly dating. Then in the 2020, Western sources claimed that Johnny was having an affair with a 33-year-old actress and model Sophie Herman. There was even talk of Johnny having an affair with Tracy Lords, with whom he starred in A Crybaby. Johnny Depp is a handsome and charming man, so the most beautiful women in the world were with him. Write down which couple from my video you like the most, and which one surprised you very much. I am waiting for your answers in the comments. Vladimir and Johnny Depp's files were with you. Thank you for watching, and see you in the new video. Good luck to everyone, and bye-bye.